Tip number 3 is probably the most important tip, right? Number 3. First of all, you can't save your way to money. The only way to do that is to increase your income. To increase your income, you've got to start thinking of yourself as a business, all right? That's the way to do it. Now, number 3 ties it all in together, because you're watching here going, Dr. Vuong, how do I do that? How do I do that? It sounds too hard, too difficult. I don't want to go back to business school. You know, what do I do? Here's the answer. And put a big star by tip number 3. Best thing to do, find a mentor. Woo! Okay? You need to go to the wealthiest person you know and say, will you show me what you did? Success leaves clues. Do not reinvent the wheel. Do not reinvent the wheel. There are already 20-year-olds making $400,000 a year on Instagram. Go find a mentor. Don't reinvent the wheel. Because some of the things you're talking in your head right now is like, oh my God, I don't know how to get started. What do I do? I don't have a product. I don't know how to sell. I don't know these skills. I don't know where to turn to. You don't need to. Go find a mentor and let them show you. Now, why is finding a mentor? First, they'll give you a plan, but then you have to follow the plan. Don't be an asshole. No assholes allowed. Who knows what an asshole is? I was introduced to this term a couple years ago. Asshole. Asshole is a person who asks for your advice but then never does what they tell you, what you tell them. Don't be an asshole. Because if you go to a mentor and say, hey, show me how to make money, show me how to have more passion in my marriage, show me how to be a better mom, and they tell you, hey, I read this book, I took this course, come with me on this, and then you say, yeah, but that's too hard. Yeah, I'm too busy. You're being an asshole. And if you're an asshole, what will happen to your mentor? They will stop being your mentor. Your mentor will go away. Because see, the mentor's already made it. Like, I don't want to waste my time on people who aren't going to do what I tell them. Honestly, I love y'all, but that's one of the most frustrating things about the obesity population, the weight loss surgery population. Y'all are a bunch of assholes. Most of y'all are a bunch of assholes. I tell you what to eat. Oh, but Dr. Vuong, I'm tired of smoothies. I say, have a salad. You know, salads are boring. I can't afford it. I have to travel. Dude, you're being an asshole. I don't know what to tell you. Don't go to the gym. But I need to go to the gym. I did a video on why you don't need to go to the gym. I have a free PDF on why, you know, with research on why you shouldn't go to the gym. And I still have people arguing with me. That's an asshole. And those are people I don't talk to. I will not mentor them. I will not reply to their questions. I will not comment. See, I want good people. So people that are like, yeah, show me the way, Dr. V, like my true fans, my tribe. Like, I go out of my way to give you free stuff, right? And people sit there and take this shit for granted. Like, it costs me money to have the free PDFs made. And I give it to you for free. And of course, maybe there's a course, like I'm going to say, hey, did you find this helpful? Check out this online course. People have issues about this. Well, don't go away. All right? That's my view as a mentor. So as the mentee, the person looking for help, the number one thing you can do is don't be an asshole. When they give you the formula, follow the plan. That's it. Number 2, they will teach you shortcuts. By shortcuts, primarily, I mean avoid mistakes. Everyone thinks shortcuts is like some get-rich thing, get rich quick, or something like sneaky. No, the shortcut is that you avoid mistakes. The mistakes set the mentor back years. Man, you know, I made a huge mistake when I finished my residency. Came out, I decided, hey, I'm kind of entrepreneurial. I went into single, solo, private practice general surgery. The dumbest thing you could do back in 2005. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand insurance plans. I didn't know how to run a surgical practice. I didn't know that you need covering surgeons if you want hospital privileges, right? But I'm solo. So who am I going to ask to cover me? And why would they cover me? It was dumb. It's because I didn't know. And then, I started buying real estate. And I thought I had enough insurance. I'm telling you, I didn't. I thought I did, but I didn't. So I needed loss of rents coverage. No one ever taught me that. So when Hurricane Ike came and destroyed my real estate property, I didn't have loss of rents coverage, insurance coverage. And so the banks wanted their mortgage, even though my places were unlivable. They weren't destroyed, but no one could live in them for months. So that cost me, that's what ultimately caused my financial ruin. So I come to tell you this because I get it. I've had to start over again. I started over when I was a little kid. My dad, 36, I was 6. Yeah, we started over the American dream. My dad retired at the age of 52 in 12 years. I had to start over again when I was a surgeon. And everyone was like, oh, you've made it big. This is what irritates me. You made it big time. You're a surgeon. I was 35 years old. Hurricane destroyed my properties. At 36, I was broke and I was bankrupt. And I had to leave my then partner and our kid, Kizzy, who was 5 at the time, same age I was. And I had to go to Illinois and I had to start over again. I had to get a job and I was like exiled, man. I had to get my head straight. I dove into self-help videos on YouTube. I read books. I learned to meditate. That's when I wrote my Ultimate Gastric Sleep Success book. You know that, right? It was when I was broke and I was at the poorest. Now, at 36, I was broke. At 45, today, 9 years later, I walked away from my surgery practice when the hospital system I worked for decided to close. I thought about getting another job, and I thought about moving and all this sort of stuff. Now, why could I walk away in 9 years from going from broke to 45, 9 years later, being able to walk away? That's what I'm trying to teach you right now. That's all the stuff I'm trying to teach you. Let me tell you, if you know doctors, if you know nurses, most of them are broke. Most of them are working 2 jobs. Most nurses work 2 jobs, by the way. Most doctors do some moonlighting to make ends meet. The age of the millionaire doctor is done for. It's gone. There are no millionaire doctors. The only millionaire doctors there are, they own their own clinics and have multiple clinics and people working for them. But that means they were a business. They didn't make their money as a doctor, they made their money as a business. Does that make sense? So your family practice doctor, your internist you're seeing, your family practice doctor on average makes $150,000 a year, which sounds like a lot until you realize they have that huge debt burden. They're all driving BMWs, which they can't afford. They're driving, they live in too big of houses. Their kids are in private school. Dude, that 150 is done. It's gone. Okay? So your mentor is there to show you how to avoid mistakes. I would take their advice. I would take their advice. Do not be an asshole, right? I made this decision a couple years ago. I found some mentors. I've got 3 or 4. Some of y'all know Jason Cisneros, good friend of mine, mentor, Greg Reed, David Corbin, a couple other people. I decided about 3 years ago to quit being an asshole. By that, I said, if I asked my mentor, what should I do? And they told me, guess what? I did it. It didn't matter the cost. It didn't matter who I needed to talk to. It didn't matter if I had to buy a plane ticket the next day. I just went and did what they told me. And when you do what your mentor tells you, what happens? When you do what your mentor tells you, what happens? The mentor gives you more advice. They stick around. Because I'm going to tell you a secret that the average person doesn't know. See, the average person looks at someone successful and thinks like they're not a good person. I'm going to tell you, it's the broke people that are mean as hell. It's the broke people that are selfish. It's the broke people who don't want to share. The wealthy people want to share. They want to mentor. They want to teach people. Every wealthy, successful person that I've ever met wants to help. They're the ones who donate to charity. They're the ones who help with homeless veterans. They're the ones who donate to their church. It's the broke-ass ones who are talking shit on Facebook. You got me? Don't be broke-ass anymore. Man, put that in the comment section. Don't be broke-ass anymore because you can't do what you want to do. You can't help people. You can't change people's lives. You can't even live the life that you want. So why are you going to tell other people what to do with their lives? You got nothing to stand on. Wealthy people, they're the ones making all the decisions. They're the ones having the fabulous relationships, you know, dreams, traveling. It's because they're not worried, okay? Next thing, I'm going to tie all this up to you. Every successful, wealthy person I have ever met, and I know a lot of them now, how did they do it? Anybody know? Who's been paying attention? Anybody know how did every wealthy person ever become wealthy? Most of them didn't inherit it. You got it. They all own businesses. They got wealthy through businesses. They're all business owners. Even real estate people say, no, he made his money in real estate. No, he didn't. He made it in a business that worked in real estate, that owned real estate, that flipped houses. But if you don't have the business structure together, that real estate's not going to make you money. Does that make sense what I'm telling you? Okay? Every wealthy, successful person did it through a business. Your job is to understand that you are that business. And that in 2018, right now, it's easier than ever to make money, to be a business, to get started, to get yourself going, right? You are not going to save your way to wealth. You're not even going to save your way to money. There's nothing left for you to save. The only way to do it is to increase your income. And the average millionaire has 6 flows of income, not one job. The broke person has one job. You know, Dr. Vuong, I had one job which paid me a lot of money. And I don't have it anymore. I have a huge salary to repay. I'll tell you because I don't care. My base salary was $450,000. I walked away from a $450,000 a year base salary job that I now have to replace. So you think you lost your job? You got some money to replace? Listen, I get it. I got to replace mine too. But how did I get to walk away? I got to walk away because I had other sources of income. I have my book sales. I have my online courses. I got my conferences. So I could say, that's the business side, right? And I could say, no, I don't need to operate. I want to help millions of people. This is the question all of y'all been wondering. Why did Dr. Vaughn leave? Why is he no longer operating? Here's the answer. I want to help millions. As a surgeon, I could only do 300 surgeries a year. I was already the busiest bariatric surgeon in the state of New Mexico. And most doctors, if they work long enough, they might help 10,000 people, do 10,000 surgeries. I want to help millions, hundreds of millions of people. That's why I'm asking you to share this broadcast, why I ask you to share my books, okay? All that sort of stuff.